Discover the top 5 most valuable and rare coins that could change your life. From hidden treasures to historical gems, these extraordinary finds are worth more than you can imagine. Imagine holding a small piece of metal that carries nearly a century of American. It's easy to overlook something as ordinary as a quarter, but the Washington quarter dollar is anything but ordinary. It's not just a coin. It's a symbol of leadership, resilience, and national pride. From its first minting in 1932 to the present day, this coin has evolved into one of the most iconic and collectible pieces of American currency. But what makes this simple 25-cent piece so special? Why do collectors go wild for certain versions? And how has this humble coin become a centerpiece for those who love American history? Let's rewind to the beginning. The year was 1932, and the United States was preparing to celebrate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the nation's first president and founding father. What better way to honor such a monumental figure than by placing his portrait on a coin? Before the Washington quarter, the 25-cent denomination featured the Standing Liberty Quarter, a beautifully designed coin that had been in circulation since 1916. But with Washington's bicentennial approaching, there was no question. This was the perfect opportunity to commemorate the father of the nation. The U.S. Treasury originally intended to issue a one-year commemorative coin, but the public response was so overwhelmingly positive that the Washington quarter became the standard design for 25-cent piece, replacing the Standing Liberty Quarter permanently. John Flanagan, the talented sculptor behind the design, crafted a dignified profile of George Washington based on the famous bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon. The design captured Washington's strength, wisdom, and enduring influence. The reverse of the coin featured a majestic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches represented peace. Now, let's dive into what makes the Washington quarter truly exciting for collectors: its metal composition and mint marks. From 1932 to 1964, these quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, making early versions not just historically significant, but also valuable for their silver content. If you're lucky enough to find a quarter from this era, especially in pristine condition, you could be holding a small fortune. The weight of history and silver makes these early quarters highly sought after by collectors. But what really drives collectors wild are the key dates, those rare years that can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. For example, the 1932 D and 1932 S quarters are two of the rarest and most valuable Washington quarters. Minted in Denver and San Francisco, respectively, these coins were produced in very limited numbers during the height of the Great Depression. The scarcity of these quarters means that even worn versions are worth far more than face value. A high-grade 1932 D or S coin can easily be worth several $1,000s to the right buyer. As time went on, the Washington quarter became a canvas for celebrating American history and culture. In 1976, the U.S. Mint released a special bicentennial quarter to celebrate the 200th anniversary of American independence. Instead of the traditional eagle design, these coins featured a stunning image of a colonial drummer with a victory torch encircled by 13 stars, representing the original colonies. These coins were struck in both regular copper-nickel and a special 40% silver composition for collectors. Fast forward to 1999, and the Washington quarter was transformed once again with the launch of the 50 State Quarters program. This groundbreaking series featured unique design for each of the 50 U.S. states, highlighting important symbols, landmarks, and cultural icons from every corner of the nation. Suddenly, millions of Americans became casual coin collectors, eagerly searching for each new release. This program not only made coin collecting accessible to the masses, but also reignited national pride as people connected with their state's history through these small but powerful symbols. The success of the 50 State Quarters program led to even more exciting series, such as the Beautiful Quarters program launched in 2010. This collection showcased national parks and historic sites across the country, turning the humble quarter into a miniature work of art that celebrated America's natural beauty and rich heritage. But for serious collectors, it's not just about finding every design. It's about condition, rarity, and those elusive mint errors that can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure worth thousands. Coins graded at MS-65 or higher by professional grading services can command significant premiums, especially if they feature rare dates, unique mint marks, or special finishes. Let's talk about those mint marks for a moment. The small letter you'll find on a Washington quarter tells you where the coin was minted. P indicates Philadelphia, D stands for Denver, and S means it was minted in San Francisco. Coins minted in San Francisco are often proof coins, special collector's editions with sharp details and a mirror-like finish. Some of the most valuable quarters are those with mint errors, like double dies, off-center strikes, or missing elements, which can fetch incredible prices at auction. And what about silver? After 1964, rising silver prices forced the U.S. Mint to switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition. While these modern quarters might not carry the same intrinsic metal value, certain editions, especially proof sets or special collector releases, still feature silver compositions. For example, silver proof quarters released by the U.S. Mint today are made of 99.9% pure silver, making them valuable for both collectors and investors. Now, let's dive into the most valuable Washington quarters that collectors dream of finding. Aside from the legendary 1932 D and 1932 S quarters, coins like the 1943 S Washington quarter in high-grade condition can be worth hundreds of dollars. Even more thrilling are error coins, like the 2004 Wisconsin Extra Leaf quarter. This quirky error features an extra leaf on the corn stalk and can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. But beyond rarity and value, the Washington quarter holds a special place in American culture. It's a coin that has been in countless pockets, vending machines, and piggy banks. It's been used in card flips, laundry machines, and parking meters. Every scratch, every worn edge tells a story of everyday life in America, a silent witness to history and motion. For those new to collecting, Washington quarters are an excellent starting point. They're affordable, easy to find, and rich in history. Next, the Jefferson nickel coin is more than just a simple 5-cent piece. It's a symbol of American innovation, leadership, and history. Featuring the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, this coin carries a legacy of freedom, vision, and resilience. For collectors and history enthusiasts alike, the Jefferson nickel is a fascinating piece of American numismatics that holds stories of design changes, rare varieties, and hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your pocket. The story of the Jefferson nickel begins in 1938, where it replaced the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. While the Buffalo nickel was admired for its bold design and celebration of Native American culture, by the late 1930s, it was becoming difficult to produce due to issues with the minting process. The U.S. Mint decided it was time for a change and announced a competition to design a new nickel that would feature Thomas Jefferson. The winning design came from an artist named Felix Schlag, whose depiction of Jefferson's profile in his famous home, Monticello, became the face of the nation's new 5-cent coin. Schlag's design was simple yet powerful. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's beloved neoclassical estate in Virginia. This design captured Jefferson's contributions not only as a founding father, but also as a visionary thinker, architect, and champion of democracy. The coin officially entered circulation on November 15, 1938, and quickly became a staple in American currency. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Jefferson nickel is its composition, which has changed throughout its history, most notably during World War II. In 1942, the U.S. government needed nickel for the war effort, particularly for making armor plating and military equipment. As a result, from 1942 to 1945, the composition of the Jefferson nickel was changed to include 35% silver, 56% copper, and 9% manganese. These coins, often referred to as war nickels, can be easily identified by the large mint mark above Monticello on the reverse side, a unique feature not seen on other Jefferson nickels. These wartime nickels hold significant historical value and are highly sought after by collectors. Not only do they represent an important era in American history, but the presence of silver content also gives them intrinsic value. In fact, even today, these coins are worth more than their face value due to the silver content alone. Collectors often search for these nickels in old rolls or change jars, hoping to find a piece of World War II history hidden in plain sight. One of the most captivating elements of collecting Jefferson nickels is the search for key dates and rare varieties. Certain coins have become especially valuable due to their limited mintage, unique errors, or historical significance. A prime example is the 1939 double Monticello nickel, which features a noticeable doubling on the reverse side where the word Monticello and 5 cents appear. This rare error is highly prized by collectors, and depending on its condition, it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another valuable piece in the Jefferson Nickel series is the 1950 D nickel, minted in Denver. With only 2.6 million produced, it is the lowest mintage regular issue Jefferson nickel and has become one of the most sought-after coins in the series. A 1950 D in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch impressive prices at auctions and coin shows. The Jefferson nickel also underwent a significant redesign in the early 2000s during what is known as the Westward Journey series. From 2004 to 2005, the U.S. Mint released a series of special nickels to commemorate the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition, two historic events closely associated with Thomas Jefferson's presidency. These coins feature a variety of new reverse designs, including the famous Peace Medal, the keelboat, the American Bison, and the Ocean in View designs. These temporary changes brought fresh excitement to the series and captured the adventurous spirit of early American exploration. In 2006, the nickel received another update. The U.S. Mint introduced a new obverse design featuring a forward-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Jamie Franke. This updated image presents Jefferson in a more modern and lifelike style, offering a closer connection to the man behind the coin. The reverse design returned to the classic Monticello, maintaining connection to Jefferson's historic estate. For collectors, one of the most thrilling aspects of the Jefferson nickel is the variety of error coins that have surfaced over the years. Errors like off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets add an element of surprise and rarity to any collection. One notable example is the 2005 Spear Bison nickel, which features a die gouge running through the bison's back. This striking error can fetch significant value depending on its condition and rarity. The composition of the Jefferson nickel has remained primarily copper and nickel since the end of World War II, except for those special wartime nickels. Yet, despite its modest metal content, the Jefferson nickel holds immense historical and cultural value. It is a coin that reflects the legacy of one of America's greatest presidents, the struggles and triumphs of wartime innovation, and the adventurous spirit of exploration. For anyone looking to start a coin collection, the Jefferson nickel is an excellent starting point. It's affordable, widely available, and offers a rich variety of designs and historical connections. Completing a set of Jefferson nickels, especially including key dates, rare varieties, and special edition coins, can be a rewarding and educational journey. It offers insights into American history, presidential legacy, and the evolution of modern coinage. Another fascinating aspect of the Jefferson nickel is the tradition of proof sets. These specially minted coins are produced with extra care, featuring mirror-like finishes and sharp, intricate details. Proof Jefferson nickels are a must-have for serious collectors, offering the highest quality strikes and exceptional aesthetic appeal. Many proof coins are housed in protective cases to maintain their pristine condition and are highly valued in the numismatic community. For many collectors, the true joy of the Jefferson nickel lies not just in its monetary value, but in the stories it tells. Each coin is a small piece of American history, a reflection of the nation's challenges, achievements, and enduring spirit. Next, the U.S. Lincoln cent coin is one of the most recognizable and enduring pieces of American currency. For over a century, it has graced the pockets of everyday Americans, symbolizing the nation's strength, history, and values. But the Lincoln cent is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of one of the most transformative periods in American history. So, what makes this coin so special? Why is it so beloved by collectors? And how did it evolve into a cornerstone of American coinage? To understand the significance of the Lincoln cent, we need to go back to the early 1900s. In 1909, the United States Mint set out to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, who had recently passed away. Lincoln, a man who led the country through its darkest days during the Civil War, was a natural choice for commemoration. The U.S. Mint commissioned Victor David Brenner, a prominent sculptor, to design the coin. Brenner's design was groundbreaking. It would be the first time a real person's image would appear on a circulating coin. And thus, the Lincoln Cent was born. The coin was initially issued in 1909 with a beautiful and simple design. The obverse featured a portrait of Abraham Lincoln based on a famous photograph by Matthew Brady, one of the most celebrated photographers of the 19th century. The reverse side of the coin depicted two stalks of wheat, representing agriculture, which was a central part of America's identity at the time. This design, known as the wheat penny, would become one of the most beloved and iconic designs in American numismatics. The original design of the Lincoln Cent was met with immediate success. However, as the years went on, a few adjustments were made. The first change came in 1959, when the reverse of the coin was redesigned to feature the Lincoln Memorial. This change marked the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and was part of a broader effort to modernize U.S. coinage. The Lincoln Memorial design, created by Frank Gasparo, would remain on the reverse of the coin for decades, symbolizing both Lincoln's legacy and the enduring strength of the United States. The Lincoln Cent underwent a significant shift in 1982 when the U.S. Mint switched the composition of the coin from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc, with a thin copper coating. This change was made due to the rising cost of copper and the desire to make the coin more affordable to produce. The zinc-based coins, known as zinc pennies, are now the standard issue, though older copper pennies remain a cherished part of many collections. This change marked a shift in the physical characteristics of the coin, but the symbolism of the Lincoln Cent remained strong. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the Lincoln Cent is its remarkable collectability. Over the years, certain dates and mint marks have become highly sought after by collectors. For instance, the 1909 SVB penny, which was produced in San Francisco and bears the initials of the designer, Victor David Brenner, is one of the most famous and valuable coins in American numismatics. Only a small number of these coins were minted, and the VDB initials were removed from later versions due to public outcry, making the 1909 SVB penny a true rarity. Depending on its condition, a 1909 SVB penny can be worth thousands of dollars today. Other notable key dates include the 1914 D penny, which was struck in limited quantities in Denver and is highly coveted by collectors. The 1931 S penny, which is another low mintage coin, can fetch significant sums as well. These rare coins are often the centerpiece of a Lincoln Cent collection and can bring excitement and prestige to collectors who are fortunate enough to find them. In addition to the rare key dates, there are also a number of error coins that can significantly increase the value of a Lincoln Cent. These include coins with misprints, double strikes, or coins with incorrect mint marks. For example, the 1955 double die obverse penny is one of the most famous error coins in U.S. numismatic history. This coin features a doubling of the date and inscriptions on the obverse, making it a highly sought-after item for collectors. Depending on its condition, a 1955 double die penny can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Beyond the collectible coins, the Lincoln Cent has also undergone several redesigns over the years, including the introduction of the Lincoln Bicentennial Series in 2009, which celebrated the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. To mark the occasion, the U.S. Mint released a series of 4 reverse designs that represented important moments in Lincoln's life. His early years in Kentucky, his years in Illinois, his time as president, and his legacy after death. These coins were issued as part of a larger effort to honor Lincoln's incredible contribution to American history and his enduring legacy. Even in recent years, the Lincoln Cent has continued to evolve. The Union Shield design, which debuted in 2010, replaced the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side of the coin. The design features a shield with 13 vertical stripes and a banner with the word E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, symbolizing the unity of the United States. The Union Shield design is a fitting tribute to the nation's enduring strength and unity, even in times of division. For collectors, the Lincoln Cent is a treasure trove of history, rarity, and excitement. With its rich history, numerous key dates, and variety of designs, the Lincoln Cent offers a wide range of collecting opportunities. Whether you're a casual collector looking to complete a set or a serious numismatist Searching for rare and valuable coins, the Lincoln Cent has something for everyone, even with humble 1 cent face value. The Lincoln Cent is a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors and history enthusiasts for over a century. Next, have you ever thought about how a small coin can represent the heart and soul of an entire nation? The Canadian 25-cent coin, commonly known as a quarter, is more than just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of Canadian heritage, pride, and tradition. From its classic caribou design to the special commemorative editions that celebrate everything from national heroes to breathtaking landscapes, this coin holds stories that go beyond its face value. But what makes the Canadian quarter truly fascinating for collectors and history enthusiasts? Why do certain versions of this coin hold so much value? And what secrets might be hidden in your pocket change? Let's take a journey back to the beginning. The Canadian 25-cent coin made its debut in 1870 as part of the first decimal coinage system in Canada. The country had just become a confederation 3 years earlier, and there was a strong desire to establish a unique identity through its currency. The first design featured a simple yet elegant look. On the obverse side was a portrait of Queen Victoria, while the reverse showcased a wreath of maple leaves, an enduring symbol of Canadian pride. This early version set the stage for what would become one of the most beloved coins in Canadian history. But it wasn't until 1937 that the most iconic version of the Canadian quarter was introduced, the one featuring the caribou on the reverse side, designed by renowned Canadian artist Emmanuel Hahn. The caribou design captured the wild, rugged beauty of Canada's vast wilderness. This image wasn't just a random choice. The caribou is a powerful symbol of the Canadian North, representing strength, endurance, and the deep connection Canadians have with nature. Even today, when you think of a Canadian quarter, chances are the caribou design is what comes to mind. Over the years, the obverse of the coin has featured several portraits of the reigning monarch. From Queen Victoria to Queen Elizabeth II, the changing portraits reflect the passage of time and the enduring connection between Canada and the British monarchy. In fact, with the recent passing of Queen Elizabeth II, future Canadian coins will soon feature King Charles III, marking the beginning of a new era in Canadian currency. But for collectors, the true excitement lies in the details: mint marks, rare editions, and unique errors that can turn an ordinary coin into a valuable treasure. Some of the most sought-after Canadian quarters are those minted with errors or limited designs. Take, for example, the legendary 1973 large bust quarter. This rare error features a larger version of Queen Elizabeth II's bust and is highly prized among collectors. If you're lucky enough to find one of these in good condition, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds of dollars. One of the most exciting chapters in the history of the Canadian quarter came in 1992, when the 125th anniversary of Confederation was celebrated with a special set of quarters representing each of Canada's provinces and territories. Each coin featured a unique design highlighting the natural beauty, culture, and history of its respective region. From the majestic mountains of British Columbia to the historic fishing villages of Newfoundland, these coins were more than just currency. They were miniature works of art that told the story of Canada's rich and diverse heritage. But the excitement didn't stop there. In 1999 and 2000, the Royal Canadian Mint launched the Millennium Quarter Series. Each month, a new design was released, showcasing significant milestones and themes tied Canadian history and the hopes for the future. These coins became instant collectibles, with Canadians eagerly waiting each month to get their hands on the latest release. Another groundbreaking moment for the Canadian quarter came in 2004 with the release of the world's first colored circulation coin. Yes, you heard that right, color on a coin. The Poppy Quarter, featuring a bright red poppy at the center, was a touching tribute to Canada's war veterans and the country's commitment to remembering those who sacrificed their lives for freedom. This innovation not only made history, but also added a new level of artistry to coin collecting. Now, let's talk about value. Because let's be honest, finding a rare or valuable coin is every collector's dream. The Canadian quarter, like any collectible coin, becomes more valuable based on factors like rarity, condition, and historical significance. For example, the 2000p Caribou Quarter is one of the most valuable modern Canadian quarters. Only a small number of these coins were minted as test coins for the new plating process, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by serious collectors. Have you ever held a piece of history right in the palm of your hand? Not just any coin, but one that carries a legacy of power, tragedy, and American pride all in one? That's exactly what you get when you hold a Kennedy half-dollar. It's not just a 50-cent coin. It's a symbol of a nation's respect for a fallen leader, a collector's treasure, and a timeless reminder of one of the most pivotal moments in American history. But what makes this coin so special? Why are collectors still chasing it decades after its first minting? The story begins in 1964, just months after the shocking assassination of President John F. Kennedy. The entire nation was mourning, and there was an overwhelming desire to honor the youngest president ever elected in a way that would last forever. What better tribute than placing his face on a piece of American currency? It wasn't just any coin. It was a half-dollar, a denomination that had been overlooked by many, but this change turned it into something iconic. The design came together in record time. Gilroy Roberts, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, was responsible for the obverse side. He crafted a dignified portrait of President Kennedy, capturing his charm, leadership, and youthful charisma. The reverse was designed by Frank Gasparo, showcasing the presidential seal, a powerful symbol of leadership, courage, and authority. When this coin was released in March 1964, it wasn't just currency, it was a national tribute. People didn't just spend these coins, they saved them. In fact, many people hoarded the very first Kennedy half-dollars as cherished keepsakes. But let's dive into what really gets collectors excited: the silver content. The 1964 Kennedy half-dollar was made of 90% silver, making it more than just valuable for its historical significance. It was literally worth its weight in silver. Imagine holding a coin that doesn't just represent history, but is made of precious metal. After 1964, the silver content was reduced to 40% from 1965 to 1970 due to rising silver prices. After 1971, it shifted to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which made it more common and less valuable in terms of metal content, but the historical significance remained untouched. Now, here's where things get even more exciting. Some versions of the Kennedy half-dollar are rare collector's items, and if you're lucky enough to own one of these, you could be holding a small fortune. Take the 1964 SMS Special Mint Set coin, for example. This mysterious version isn't officially recognized as a proof coin or a standard circulation coin. Its origins are some of a mystery. Only a few of these coins exist, and their sharp details and brilliant finish make them highly sought after. One of these rare coins has sold for tens of thousands of dollars. Another valuable addition is the 1970 D. Kennedy half-dollar, the last year with 40% silver content. Here's the twist. This coin was never released for general circulation. It was only available in mint sets, which makes it a rare find. And rarity always drives up value. Imagine finding one in pristine condition. It could fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its grade. Speaking of grading, this is where things get serious for coin collectors. A Kennedy half-dollar in mint condition, graded MS 65 or higher, can be worth a lot more than its face value, especially for older coins with high silver content. The better the condition, the higher the value. Collectors and investors alike are always on the hunt for those flawless specimens. But the Kennedy half-dollar isn't just about money. It's about moments in history. Think about the 1976 bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar. This special edition was released to celebrate America's 200th birthday and features a unique reverse design of Independence Hall, replacing the usual presidential seal. Even though these coins aren't made of silver, unless they're from a special collector's set, they're still treasured by numismatists and history buffs alike. Now, let's talk about why the Kennedy half-dollar holds such emotional weight. It's more than metal and design. It's about what the coin represents. Every time someone picks up a Kennedy half-dollar, they're reminded of the hope, youth, and tragedy tied to John F. Kennedy's legacy. For many Americans, this coin symbolizes a moment frozen in time, what could have been for a leader whose life was cut short too soon. Over the years, the Kennedy half-dollar's popularity for everyday use has decreased. You won't often see it in your pocket change, but it remains a collector's favorite and a staple for commemorative sets. The U.S. Mint still produces these coins today, but mostly for collectors and special editions. Yet, every single one carries the same enduring symbol of honor and remembrance. And let's not forget the thrill of the hunt for collectors. Imagine sifting through rolls of coins, visiting coin shows, or bidding at auctions, all for that perfect Kennedy half-dollar. Whether it's a valuable silver edition from the 60s, the rare 1970 D Mint set coin, or the unique 1976 Bicentennial edition, each coin has its own story to tell, and every collector dreams of finding that hidden gem. So, why should you care about the Kennedy half-dollar? Well, it's not just about the potential value, though that's definitely a bonus. It's about owning a piece of American history. Each coin tells a story, not just of a president, but of a nation's respect and admiration for a leader whose impact is still felt today. If you're just starting your journey into coin collecting, or you're a seasoned numismatist, the Kennedy half-dollar deserves a place in your collection.